Hello all, able to hear me everyone?
Yes.
Able to hear me, right? So fine, last week tell me, please tell me. Who is it? Please tell me.
No, I was saying we can hear you.
I cannot hear you properly, Narendra. I cannot hear you properly.
No, I was saying we can hear you.
You're asking me what?
I was saying we can hear you.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Fine. So now let us start. Actually, we are facing a lot of problem here. Sometimes, I'm getting technical issues and I'm calling that internet guy. He is not able to come. Okay, so due to that, some issues are there in the weekday batch. I couldn't take one session yesterday. All other sessions I was able to take, but one session. See, if any session is missing in the middle, okay, see, mostly I will definitely try to take, okay. But if anything is missing, if I'm missing in the middle, so please excuse, because you already know what the crisis is going on. Okay, so definitely I will try to complete, okay, as promised within the timelines. But if at all something is going wrong, please excuse. Okay, fine. So we are going to start the session now. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so today's topic will be foreign currency revaluation. In the previous session, we have seen GL master postings. Not just that, we have seen park, document, sample, hold, and also recurring document we have seen. Did we see recurring?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So interest calculations also we saw. So if you have any questions, please let me know from the previous session if you have any questions. Okay, so we have seen translation also. Sam.
Lavanya, Jaykumar here.
Yeah, tell me, Jaykumar.
Lavanya, that we are having various screens for a GL transaction posting, like a FB01,
FB01 is 1, F-02, and
yeah. Let me complete FB01L and FB50 also. And I think there are maybe more number of screens also associated with that GL that entries. Could you just explain that in short, that what is the basic difference between those and some of the screen like FB50, that see, instead of selecting that posting key 40 or 50, there we can select.
I've already told, no? I've already told you what exactly the difference is.
Let me complete where I am coming from. See, in that FB50 screen, there is a, instead of selecting that 40, 50, that posting key, there is a option that we can select debit and credit. And there is an option also that we can make a detail that multiple line item entry also. But one thing which I found out that there we cannot, with that our accounting, that fiscal year or one part, that is not considered based on that posting date or document date. That is one of that thing which I found out. Can you just check it and tell me that?
I'll tell you what. Okay, so F-02 is the first thing which you already know. You have all this field. This is header and this is line item. You have the posting piece. Okay, so from one screen you will be going to the next screen, right?
Yeah.
This is about this, and this is about the editing options. Editing options you can check, like how this is affecting. Okay, so these are important. Editing options are important. Important in the sense, how a particular field is affecting. How will you know? Right click help and you will come to know. If you set this indicator, what is happening. Okay, so try to see all these editing keys in all the tabs.
Here in that currency related that you said you will take it in another session, right? Different currency that transaction other than that local
Translation
currency.
we have already completed.
No,
Foreign
no,
currency
I'm not talking about
revaluation.
the translation. I'm talking about that currency that currently what we have entered in our GL. All cases are USD. But if assume that if we are going for some other local or base currency other than the USD, that you said we will cover it in another session. I think so.
See, parallel ledgers is one wherein if you implement consolidation, if you would want to report all your transactions, okay, in a report in a some other different reporting currency, then you can, like, you
No,
know, the
I'm
help
not
of
talking.
parallel ledgers, you can do that.
No, not talking about that reporting. I'm talking about that entry.
What is that entry?
For example, that all the cases, whatever the sample cases we have entered in a USD. Now assume
Okay, so
that
the entry, you enter the document in USD, and is that your company code currency?
now assume that my currency is in INR, which I created that company attached to that India. Now I am going to make them maybe some of the entries in a USD or maybe in a
Okay, when you
AD
are
or
entering in
SGD.
USD, it becomes foreign currency
Correct,
document. Okay,
correct,
so
correct, correct. So
so
those transaction you said that you will cover it in another session. I think
no,
that
no, 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 no.
which
That's
we are
wrong. See, what is your question? You're saying that your company code currency is INR and you're entering the document in USD. So what is your question?
now that kind of session, that hands-on
No,
session we
that kind of
haven't done.
session means what? That is already, I have, covered in translation. Translation is what? Your company code currency is this one, and you're entering the document in some other currency, and you have reported the same document in both the currencies. That was about translation. In translation, you enter the document itself in foreign currency.
Correct, correct.
When your company code currency is a different one.
So you said that maybe I maybe joined maybe late, or you are saying that
No,
this is
no.
already done?
I said what? What was your question?
Question
You
was
tell me
that
what your question is.
that entry.
You are just saying that your company code is this one and
No, I
your
am
company
saying
code
that
currency is this one.
entry which we have to make it other than that base currency. That is in
Yeah,
our.
that I already covered. That is about translation. Okay, fine. So what next?
Okay, okay. You are saying that that is already done.
Yeah, the
Okay, okay. Sorry,
translation
sorry.
itself is that only.
Okay. Okay, so that I will check it. Sorry, maybe I was busy in some other thing, so I couldn't practice that. Sorry.
Okay, fine. So you already know, like, how f
This is
dash
this
0.
is in our last week session. Last week there was no session, and you are saying that is in our last week session.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Sorry.
Okay. So you already know, like, how f dash 02 works. Okay. Now let us go to FB50. FB50 also, a lot of people use this FB50,
Correct, correct.
not just f dash 02. But while entering the document in FB50, make sure that company code here itself, you should be able to see your own company code.
Correct.
Okay, so if some other company code is coming here, what to do in that case? You will have to switch the company code, give your own company code here and say enter. Done. Okay, so you enter all these details, document date, header date, and all this. Document type is also coming. But document type, if you see, it is coming in frozen mode. Okay, frozen means you cannot change it. Why? Because it's there in the editing options. Okay, in editing options, see, document type option, document type will be displayed, not for input. Okay, display means frozen, you cannot change it. Okay, so everything is there in the editing options. So please try to go through these editing options. In editing options, just go to help. On the right hand side, you will be able to see help. Okay, so if you just go to help, you will be able to see
Okay.
all these
So
things.
there is one doubt which I'm having. Assume that if I'm going to make an entry in a assume that 10th Jan 2020 instead of that 28th March 2020. What about that fiscal year or fiscal period? Something that which will come automatically.
You are trying to enter the document on
Assume that 10th Jan.
10th Jan. So what is your fiscal year?
fiscal year, whatever it is defined as per that definition.
No, no,
that-
no, 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 no. Depends on fiscal year. See, if the fiscal year is according to
Fiscal-
calendar,
uh.
okay, according to calendar, you can enter the period. Period will be 01. If the fiscal year is not according to calendar, the period number, though even though you are entering in January, the period could be different. It might not be one every time.
Correct, correct. Ek minute. I have the screenshot that I will send you later, because here I am not able to see that the one which is there is one item, that field which is not displaying here. So this, you are saying that as per our definition, that system will take it, right?
System should take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what, but please go through these editing options. Okay. In editing options, like, you will be able to see display period. Like
Can you just enable it and check it? Yeah. So this
okay,
one.
just, or if you go through this editing options and see each and every, you will be able to understand. Okay. Each and every field in the editing options.
But in the current scenario, that as per our DO R1 company code, the 1/1/2020, that particular period is one only as per our setup, right? Correct, Anna? Yeah. Then it's fine. So just I had a doubt in my screen that I will see and I will revert.
Yeah. So in this, like, you won't be able to see posting keys. In place of posting keys, you will be able to see debit or credit. Okay.
Correct.
And all the line items you will be able to enter in the single screen only. No navigation to the next screen and
Correct.
screen. Of course, this is there. Okay. So no navigation, and you will be able to save like this. So even though the document is entered from F-0 to FB50 or FB01, whichever it is, in the table, you will be able to see only FB01. Okay. You have the header table wherein from which transaction code the document is entered, you will be able to see, and only this one is updated irrespective of the entry, whether it is entered in this one, or this one. Only this one will appear.
Lavanya?
Yeah, please. Tell me.
I've heard that in new GL, you also
Louder, please. I do not know whether, why I'm facing this today. One moment.
Yep.
I'm lowering my fan speed. Yeah, please tell me now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now much better. Please
Okay, so I've heard in new GL, you also have the option of to be able to post multiple documents from a single transaction. Do you know?
Multiple transaction?
Multiple documents,
transaction.
multiple documents using a single transaction. So you can split the documents. So you can have one document with 2 line items, and then another document with another 2 line items using the single transaction. So you can at one point in time generate 2 documents.
What kind of documents?
The document that you are raising currently with F-02 or FB50, you're raising one document, isn't it? With multiple. I'm saying
actually the documents to be created in batch. For that, you have to create a batch input session. Some session has to be created. Last week, we discussed interest calculations. Finally, we made a posting. Okay, from F.52, we made a posting. That was an automatic posting. So do you think we have posted only one posting? Okay, only one document we created. Okay, from F.52. But in real time, do you think only one document will be there? No, some 10 or 20 or 30, 40 or 100 also could be there. So all those 100 number of documents have been posted from F.52. How? Because we created a batch input session. Through batch, it is possible from standard.
But in dialog mode, is it not possible without batch? So if a user is entering, can a user create multiple document at a given point in time using a transaction?
No, it is not possible in standard unless it is the batch input session.
Okay, that's fine.
From customization, yes, it is. But all those documents have to be entered in Excel. Okay, in some format, it has to be entered and all those have to be uploaded.
Okay.
In those cases, it will. Otherwise, like if the documents are coming from a, from a different interface, okay, in those cases, you anyways have iDocs, which will be creating multiple documents at a time.
Okay.
That way, okay, those options we have, but from a single transaction code, creation of multiple documents at a time, that is not possible. Okay. Now, shall we continue, everyone? Foreign currency revaluation. Okay. Now, foreign currency revaluation. What do you mean by this? We already have seen, topic called translation, wherein our company code is USD, but we have entered the document. Okay, the document entry was done in a foreign currency. We took EUR in our case. Okay, so we have entered the document in foreign currency, whereas our company code currency is in USD. So later, after posting the document, we have displayed, we have reported the document in our own company code currency. Okay, apart from foreign currency also, you can report the document in our company code currency. That is what we saw in translation. Now, foreign currency revaluation, what is happening? Okay, let us see. By the way, everybody is doing the assignments, right? The assignments which I'm giving are very, very important. Okay, so please try to do the assignments as well. Okay, fine. So in foreign currency revaluation also, I'm giving some important assignments. Fine. So revaluation, foreign currency. That means the document entered in foreign currency. Fine. Revaluation. Revaluation means what? Why do we have to do revaluation? This revaluation is a month-end activity. Okay. See, we are not covering a separate topic called month-end activities because, in the topic itself, I will be telling you interest calculations. It is a month-end activity. So we need not have a separate topic on the, just the month-end activities. Okay. So when we go to the respective topic itself, I'm telling you it is a month-end activity. Okay. So please try to, understand which is month-end and which is not. Interest calculation, yes, it is a month-end activity. Foreign currency revaluation is also a month-end activity. Now, why it has to be a month-end activity? The reason is, in the month end, I'm preparing a P&L statement. Accountant is preparing the P&L statement in the month end because, we have to know what the net profit and what the net loss is. Okay, with the help of P&L statement only, we'll come to know. So in the month end only, we are preparing. Now, when the documents are entered in foreign currency, suppose I'm in the month of January. Okay, today's date is 31st of January, suppose. Okay. So in this month, I have entered so many documents, so many foreign currency transactions I have entered. So today I will have to prepare P&L statement. Now what I have to do, I will have to first revalue all the foreign currency documents today at the month end. Why? Because when I do revaluation, I will come to know ER loss, ER gain. What is this ER? Exchange rate. Exchange rate loss I'm getting or exchange rate gain I'm getting, whether it is loss or gain. Now, what do you mean by this exchange rate loss or gain? Suppose, one foreign currency document is entered on 1st of Jan. Okay, so on 1st of Jan, the rate between foreign currency and my company code currency is some X. Okay, but when I'm doing revaluation, do you think it will be the same? Not at all. Every day it changes, right? Every day the exchange rate changes. May not be every day. Okay, like in every week. Okay, slight differences will be there. So month end, exchange rate is not the same. So when I would want to draw the P&L statement, I have to get the exact loss or gain I'm incurring out of this foreign currency transaction. Okay. Now, if the exchange rate is increased, suppose on 31st of January, the exchange rate is increased to Y from X on 1st of Jan, which was on 1st of Jan, to Y on 31st of Jan. So there will be difference, right? Okay. If the rate is increasing, I will have to incur the loss. Okay. I will have to bear the loss. If it is decreasing, I will be gaining. But do you think this ER loss, that gain or loss is called ER loss, okay? ER loss or ER gain, because it is occurring out of exchange rate. So ER loss or ER gain. So this ER loss or ER gain is notional, okay? It is not, what do you say? It is not in real, okay? That means whatever loss I'm incurring, exchange loss I'm incurring, or exchange gain I'm getting, I'm not realizing it, okay? That money, if I'm getting gain, I'm not getting money in my pocket. Okay, if I'm incurring loss, I'm not taking out money out of my pocket and giving to someone. Okay, it is not a real one. It is notional. So why do I have to calculate notional? Because I have to give the correct P&L statement. For that purpose, I will have to calculate. Okay, so ER gain and ER loss are notional, always notional. Okay, but on 31st of Jan, once I do revaluation, the postings are done on ER loss or gain. Okay, I'm saying it is notional, but still I'm making a posting. What if some amount, some 10 USD amount is posted on ER loss? That document has to be reversed in next month. On 1st of February or 2nd of February or even first week of February, I'm reversing those documents. Why? Because those are just notional. But why still I have calculated? In order to get the correct, exact, accurate P&L. Got it, everyone? Okay, so this is the idea about.
Lavanya,
Yeah, please tell me.
Lavanya, I didn't understand. So one way you are saying it's notional, but on that month end, we have done the calculation using the correct foreign currencies value, isn't it? So why did we have to reverse it? Didn't understand.
The gain or loss is notional. The gain or loss is notional.
Which are not actually realized from our end. That is the reason.
Okay. Suppose I'm getting gain. Suppose ER gain I'm posting. But that gain amount, whatever is there, is not coming to me. I'm not realizing it. That is not coming in tangible. Okay. Tangible money is not coming to me. No money is coming to me. If it is ER loss, no money is going out of my pocket.
It takes some scenario that whether it is a payable or receivable section, we are not received, neither received nor paid.
We don't receive, we neither pay.
Yeah. So such scenario we will consider as a forex revaluation. Assume that if we are already realized, or we are collected, or if we are paid, then we will go for that forex adjustment processing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So let us see foreign currency. See, this is one of the very, very important topics. So please, try to understand this topic. Okay. So the very first thing is definitely the GL accounts we will have to create. GL accounts we will have to create. Now let us see how to create the GL accounts. FS00 transaction code. So this is our company code only. So first I go to expenses in order to create ER loss. ER loss, a normal GL account, and I save it. Next is definitely ER gain.
Lavanya, we can go for one single account also, right?
One simple, see, it is always better.
Yeah, but others, okay. In some of the company, they are following that one single account.
Only one GL account is also created. See, not just this one. Even if you see taxes also, input, output taxes can be created as two different GL accounts, or even created as a single GL account, like tax clearing account, tax pool account. I'll give you one more example. Bank clearing accounts are there. Okay, for incoming checks and outgoing checks. In some companies, they'll be creating two different GL accounts in order to avoid any kind of confusion. In some companies, they will be clubbing both together to create a simple GL account, bank clearing.
Fine.
So depending upon the nature of the amount posted, if it is credit amount, okay, this is outgoing. If it is positive amount, okay, this is incoming. That way we will have to find out. If I do not want to have any kind of confusion, I will have to create two different GL accounts. For practice purpose, please create two different GL accounts. Don't create a single one. Okay.
So,
So
Lavanya,
yeah,
so
tell me.
if we had created a single GL account for both gain and loss, how
create either expense or income. Otherwise sometimes what happens is in some companies they don't differentiate expenses and income. They just write P&L. That's it. Expenses and income, two types we have created under P&L. Right or wrong? They just create P&L. So there is no differentiation between an expense or income.
So if we had created a single GL account for both gain and loss, how easy would it have been to find out how much has been the gain and how much has been the loss?
By the signs only.
Debit or credit. Debit, credit.
Okay, debit or credit.
Sign.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Not just here, anywhere if you see, even when it comes to tax, even when it comes to bank clearing checks in, checks out.
Correct.
Same principle everywhere. Okay, fine. So two GL accounts I have created, year loss and year gain. Okay, now this example okay, fine. Year loss and year gain I have created. Now what is the configuration? The configuration is accounting principle. Accounting principle we will have to have. For that, go to SPRO, financial accounting, new, financial accounting, global settings, ledgers, parallel accounting, define accounting principles. So many accounting principles are already there in the system. Okay. So normally you will be using the existing ones, but let us create our own here. Accounting principle is created. Next, assign accounting principle to ledger group. Assign accounting principle to ledger group. Now, what do you mean by this ledger group? Ledger group, so many ledger groups are present in the system, but you always have to use 0L ledger group, because it is called the leading ledger. Any postings that you are making in SAP will be automatically by default posted to 0L. Then what are all these? All these I will be covering in new GL topic. For now, just remember 0L, which is the default ledger, which is also called the leading ledger or representative ledger or the main ledger. Okay, that means any postings will be done to this one only. Next, define valuation method. What is this valuation? The valuation for the revaluation. I'm doing revaluation, foreign currency revaluation. For that, I'm creating the method. Okay, now close this, open general ledger accounting, say periodic processing, say evaluate, then define the valuation method. Valuation method for what? For doing the revaluation, month-end activity. So say new entries, what is the name for the valuation method? And give the description of that valuation method. Say always evaluate document type. Okay, when I'm doing the revaluation, okay, documents will be posted. Okay, postings will be done. So those postings should have which document type? Give a say. Now exchange rate for debit balance and for credit balance. Okay. Now exchange rate. We already have an exchange rate created in translation, right? So create your own. Don't use the existing ones. Create your own. Existing one means created by others. Okay. You have created for yourself in translation topic. So use the same. Okay. So give the exchange rate type and fine, that's it. Okay. So give the exchange rate type, your own exchange rate type. Done. So what did you do here? You have created the valuation method. Okay. Now let us go back. Next is define valuation area. Why do you have to define the valuation area? Valuation areas you will be creating because it is at valuation area level you do the revaluation. For this valuation area, this revaluation I can use. For another valuation area, another kind of revaluation I can do. Nobody will be doing in real time 2-3 times, okay? 2 types or 3 types, nobody will be doing. But if at all you would want to do, you can do accordingly to the valuation area. Okay, this is only 2 character. So you assign valuation method in this valuation area. For this valuation area, this valuation method. For a different one, different valuation method. Okay, you can use that way, but in normally real time, nobody will be taking that much of headache. Okay. Currency type, company code currency. That's it. So you're assigning the valuation method to valuation area. Why? Because it is at valuation area, you do the valuation area. You do the revaluation, foreign currency revaluation. Next, assign valuation areas. Assign valuation areas and accounting principle. Then why am I assigning valuation area in this accounting principle? According to this accounting principle, in this valuation area, according to this valuation method, this is the revaluation I'm doing. In a different accounting principle, different valuation area, where I'm using a different valuation method, I can do one more revaluation. Okay, but as I told you, nobody will be doing those many types. Okay, only one we will be doing. If at all you want to do, you can do that way. Okay. So next, oh, I didn't do this. Assign valuation areas and accounting principle. Okay. Say new entries. What is your valuation area? And what is the accounting principle? Done. Next. The very, very important automatic account determination. I think we have already come across automatic account determination in case of interest calculations. Okay, if you could remember, what was the transaction code? OBV0. Wherever you come across this automatic account determination, please remember the transaction code because only a 5% will be doing automatic account determination. So here it is OBA1 determination, OBA1 transaction code. So here you are assigning the GL accounts in OBA1. Now what are the GL accounts? Let us see. Now before that, transaction keys are there. Okay, transaction keys. So here I am giving you some assignment. Transaction keys in OBA1. So this is the assignment for today. One more also I will be giving you. Okay, in what cases different transaction keys are used? Okay, easily you will be getting in Google but also I will be giving you notes on it. The important ones are this one, KDB and KDF. These two are important. I will be covering KDB and KDF. I will be giving you the notes. Okay. Now, so go to KDB. I double click here. It is asking for chart of accounts. So chart of accounts, my own chart of accounts. Now go to this yellow color button, valuation area. What is the valuation area? See, in this valuation area, this account determination, and go to a different valuation area, different account determination you can do. So I have entered in this valuation area in this chart of accounts. Now system is asking for exchange rate difference key. Exchange rate difference key. Okay, so suppose I'm entering the foreign currency documents in EUR. EUR is my foreign currency. Okay, so all the tracking should be done according to one exchange rate difference key. Okay, so do you think only one EUR foreign currency will be there? Not at all. So many foreign currencies are there in real time. Though I'm using a single foreign currency in IDS in our practice system, but in real time you will be having some 10 or 20 number of foreign currencies. So if I give some key name here for EUR as some XYZ, some random name I give for a different currency. So many currencies are there in real time, foreign currencies. So tomorrow if I come here and see XYZ, between what and what currencies? Anyways, company code currency is the same one. It is not changing. It is a constant one. But what is a foreign currency for this one? ABC is there. What is a foreign currency? So if I keep giving these kind of names, tomorrow I might get confused. Okay, how about others? I have created this. I might remember, but how about others? They will not know. So that's the reason. Give the foreign currency name itself to the exchange rate difference key. Always give the foreign currency name itself. If you give EUR, even if you open or if others open this, they will easily be able to understand. So this key is created for your company code currency and your foreign currency called EUR. That's it. Very simple. Okay, fine. So now what is this? Expense account. Definitely the year loss. Year loss is expense. Okay. So year loss. Year gain account. Year gain. Rounding differences, if at all, see any decimals are there. Okay. If at all you would want to post those decimals also, then you can create these two GL accounts. Otherwise not required. So these two GL accounts I have assigned. Against what? Against the exchange rate difference key. Now, assign this exchange rate difference key in GL master. GL master of what? GL master of the account which you will be doing the revaluation. Now what GL account I would want to do the revaluation? That GL account has to be created in foreign currency. So let us just create one GL account in foreign currency. So this liability GL account I'm creating in EUR currency. Okay. Okay, so loan from bank. Okay, where I would want to do the revaluation, I'm creating in EUR currency. So the account currency becomes EUR. When you're creating the account currency, when you're creating a GL account in a different currency apart from your company code currency, you should not be activating only balances in local currency. All right, so here, all the other parameters are the same. But here in control data, exchange rate difference key is there. Just now we created, right? This one, against which you have assigned the GL accounts. Fine, done. and say save. So this GL account, I will be doing the revaluation. So in the GL account, which one you would want to do the revaluation? In that GL account master data, you are assigning the exchange rate difference key. Done.
Lavanya Jaykumar here.
Tell me.
For each and every currency, we have to create a separate.
Yes, for each and every foreign currency, a separate exchange rate difference key.
That we have to create a separate account. In liability, you create.
Obviously, because you're creating the GL account itself in a foreign currency.
Yeah, that's why I asked. For in such scenario, if you are using a more than one foreign currency, we have to use that many number of
respective GL accounts. Okay, fine. So now next is now. See, I'm doing in the month end, I have to do the revaluation, but for which transaction I have to do the revaluation? Those transactions should be there, right? Okay, so transaction I'm entering from F-02, obviously. So on 1st of Jan, suppose transaction happened in foreign currency. In foreign currency, transaction happened. Okay, so on 1st of Jan, according to the exchange rate defined in the exchange rate table or forex table, okay, I can take. If I give the translation date here, system will be taking. Okay, so what is the transaction code for that forex table? OB08. We have covered in translation. In translation topic only, I've shown you the exchange rate table, forex table, right? Okay. This is what we saw. Okay, so we have given 5 is the exchange rate between foreign currency to your company code currency is 5. Okay, on 1st of Jan. Okay, so I'm entering the document also on 1st of Jan only. So where is that? Enter, yeah. 1st of Jan only system. Okay, system will take what? Exchange rate 5 only system will take. Okay, so when I'm taking the loan, then what has to be debited? Cash or bank has to be debited, and what has to be credited? What has to be credited? The loan account has to be credited. Loan from bank. Okay. So I say simulate, I say save. Oh my God, somebody has changed this one. This is a new GL account. I think I've already shown you this. I don't remember, but this error is not related to our topic at all. This error is related to new GL topic.
I was also getting the same error while doing that copy a document, GL document.
Okay. Follow this one. Didn't I cover this? I mean, this error did not come when I made the first F-02 posting.
What is the transaction code?
No transaction. I'll show you what to do.
Okay.
No need to remember the transaction code because this topic we will be discussing at last.
Okay.
Users, unnecessarily they change and they don't revert back the changes. What to do? How many times I have to tell? See, I'm getting error like this. Okay, red color error came. Click this red color. Classify GL accounts for document splitting. This document splitting is a topic in new GL. Okay.
Correct.
Click here. System will take you to classify GL accounts for document splitting. Execute it. Give your own chart of accounts and enter the account groups. Correct. In OBD4 transaction code, we have entered the account groups, right? We said 10,000 to 19999
Correct,
assets. 20,000 to 29999. Okay, liabilities. That way we enter, right? Enter the same way. Okay, save it and come back. After coming back, don't continue with the same because here itself we got the error. Don't continue. Enter the same transaction again in a fresh screen. Same screen, but a fresh one. Don't use the same. So system is taking from the exchange rate table. Okay, so document number 27 is posted. So this is the document posted. In EUR, how about USD? You already know how to display in USD, 20,000. How much rate did the system
Is it
do?
1:2?
Exchange rate 2 system took.
Ah.
How
What was
come?
what was it
Wait.
defined?
In the OBA7, did somebody change in OBA7? Why do people do this? My own exchange rate should be there. Now system will take mine, okay? Please ignore this transaction. Somebody changed it. Let me create one more GL account, okay? I'll be creating one more GL account. Same parameters. Everything is the same, okay?
We can do that copy option, right? No, GL, for a GL.
Okay, I've created one more GL account and I'm repeating the same entry. Okay, see in my Forex table, how much is the rate? 5. Okay, now system will take 5. So F-02 in EUR. Okay, 1st of Jan. Display 10,000 in EUR and USD is 50,000. Okay, system took from the table only, from the Forex table only. Fine. So this transaction has happened on 1st of Jan. So when I converted to USD, 50,000, is what I'm getting in my company code currency. On 31st of Jan, update Forex table. Forex table, you will be updating every now and then as and when the rate changes. Okay. So now I go to OB08. So 1st of Jan 5. Let me do on 31st of Jan. 31st of Jan, the quotation came up to 6, suppose. Okay. First of Jan it was 5. This one, 1st of Jan is 5. 31st of Jan is 6. So I'm doing revaluation now. On month end, I'm doing revaluation. So revaluation has to be done from the transaction code FAGL _ FC _ val. Okay, this is foreign currency revaluation. For which company code? What is the revaluation date? 31st of Jan. Valuation area Revaluation is done at valuation area level. Okay, in this valuation area. I want to create postings. Batch input session. I'm creating the batch input, not a single posting in real time. So many will be there. So many foreign currency transactions, right? Okay. So some session name I'm giving so that the documents will be created in batch. This is the session name, suppose. And document date for the reevaluated document. So only this one you have to take. Okay. Ideally. Posting date. Period. You can give, otherwise you can ignore. Reversal posting date. Reset. See, why reversals? Just now I told you. These are notional. Okay. These have to be reversed in the next month. Okay. So if you would want to do the reversal, you can give. Okay. Or click reverse postings. Don't go to open items. Go to GL balances. In what cases you will have to go to open items? Can anybody tell me what is open item management? If you have activated open item management on that GL account, go to open items, otherwise not required. I have not activated, so go to GL balances. Which GL account? The loan GL account in EUR. Okay. What was the exchange rate difference key? The exchange rate difference key is this one. Say evaluate GL account balances and just say save. Okay. So this is a month-end activity, right? So better keep it as a variant. Okay. Foreign currency revaluation. Save it. Done. Now say execute. Before executing, close all these. Execute. No data. Did I get the GL account? Why no data? Oh, sorry. OBA1. I did not change. No. OBA1. KDB. No, this has to be entered in FS00. Liability. I gave, no?
Valuation group.
What mistake we did?
Valuation group is not there.
Let's check. Let me check from the beginning. Okay. Accounting principle, assign accounting valuation method.
I think valuation method or area is not linked to that particular account.
No. Account linking we are not doing, no, in the GL account itself. One moment. Let me just check one more time. We are making the posting. Just give me a moment. Let me check one more time. Okay, in the new GL account I posted. Okay, so display, fine. Now I do FHGL. Yeah. So now, actually, I did not make a posting. While making a posting, I did not select 20006. Okay, I did not select this one. In the earlier one, I did not select this. That's why system said no data existing. Okay, fine. So now I created one new GL account and then I made a posting, same kind of posting. So 20007 is a GL account that we have posted, which is a loan GL account, which was entered in foreign currencies. Okay. Now, this was the amount we entered. Fine, in foreign currency, this one. While entering 50,000, it was okay, and rate became 6. It increased on 31st of Jan. Okay. So when rate increased to 6, what is the difference? New difference is coming to 10,000. New difference. This is the new difference. Now you're able to see one posting, 3 messages. What are those 3 messages? Let us see. Postings in batch input session. That means a batch input session is being created, it seems. Now here, if you go to green color, or if you go to one postings, okay. So this is a posting system is showing, but then again, go to the batch input because system told that batch input session has been created. Go to batch input. Now this is a session name which we created just now. The status is still new and under red color 0, which means correct. Say process, say display errors only, say process one more time. Say exit. Processing is completed. If you go to FB03, you can display the document. ER loss has been posted, but 0. Why? Because this is in EUR. But we will have to see in USD, right? We are reporting in our company code currency. So go to display currency, USD will come. This is the difference. So ER loss is posted on 31st of Jan. This will be reflected in the P&L statement. Why ER loss is posted? Because the rate increased from 5 to 6 in Forex table. On 1st of Jan, the rate was 5. On 31st of Jan, the rate became 6. That's the reason why ER loss is posted. In what cases ER gain is posted? If the exchange rate goes down on 31st of Jan when compared to 1st of Jan. ER gain would have been posted. Okay. Got it, everyone? Any questions here? Anything that you did not understand?
Lavanya Jekmar here.
Yeah, tell me.
For each currency, we have to make it a separate account and separate processing.
For each currency, yes, see, there is no question that for all the currencies, it will be the same GL account.
Correct,
For
correct.
each currency, a different GL account.
And different processing also we have to do.
No, processing at the same.
Only one, na, that where we can select that multiple
See, how
currencies.
can you say processing will not be the will not be the same? Because here, if you see,
From and to
you
is
have
there,
so many options, right? See,
yeah.
you can give the exchange rate different keys. You can give different
Correct.
revaluated GL accounts. You can select.
But okay, and this point number 2, and this forex revaluation is not a part of that month and closing activity separately.
Yes, month end closing. Month end.
But what I am saying that here, this is a forex revaluation. We taken it explicitly. We have taken the screen separately, and then we have done the exercise.
What screen? What screen?
This forex revaluation screen. Now, whatever the screen which you from and to and those kind of thing, those are that particular screen is a forex revaluation screen, right?
This one, right? FAGL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I am asking that month-end closing. See, when we say month-end closing, there are some set of activity which are related to month-end closing. Whether the system will consider the forex revaluation and then the provisional entries or whatever those kind of auto related entries, which will take care at the time of month-end closing automatically, or we have to do it separately.
See, automatically or manually, that will be decided by the business. If it has to be done automatically, then basis people have to create the variants. They will have to create the jobs.
But you are saying that there is no separate month-end closing screen where the system will consider.
I did not say the screen. I said topic. We are not discussing month-end activities topic separately.
Okay, month-end
I'm
closing.
not telling you any topic separate. I'm not taking any separate topic called month-end activities, because in the respective topic itself, I'm telling you this is a month-end activity. So why I have to take a separate topic only about month-end activities when I'm covering the same? It is not the screen. I said topic, right?
But normal scenario, when we see there is an option, either you can do it separately through that forex revaluation processing screen, or maybe there may be a possibility that also you can do it through month-end closing also. So that month-end closing, month-end processing.
No. See, what do you mean by that? See, if it is a different one, I am doing revaluation only for P&L, and P&L is a month-end. So why do you have to do this separately? Why do you do revaluation separately, you tell me?
Now the screen I am saying, I'm asking about the screen.
I'm telling you nothing about the screen. Screen is FAGL FCVAL.
FAGL FCVAL, it is related to a forex revaluation processing screen, right?
Yes.
I'm saying that in a month-end processing screen, is there any separate screen called month-end processing where it will consider the forex revaluation and then the provisional entries and auto reversal entry, those kind of things are there or not? Okay.
Month-end activities vary from business to business. Suppose I'll tell you, EBS, electronic bank statement, is usually considered as a month-end activity in FI. But do you think all companies will be doing on 30 or 31st of Jan or 30th of every month? Not at all. Depending upon their business, they will either do it or not. Some companies will do every day. EBS, they do every day, which is supposed to be a month-end activity. I have one more example I'll tell you. Product costing, estimation of the standard cost, which I'll be covering in controlling. So that is a month-end activity, period-end activity. But some companies will do it as an annual activity. Depends upon business to business. There is no separate screen for doing all the month-end activities. Okay. See, this is a month-end activity, but not necessarily for each and every company. Depending upon their business, it might vary. So yeah, one more example I'll tell you. One very simple example. Forex table is there, OB08. Most of the companies will be entering it like, every fortnight, depending upon the volume of the businesses. Some companies, very large companies, they will be entering foreign currency transactions each and every day. Every hour they have to enter. So in those cases, if they keep updating every 15 days, do you think that makes any sense? What is the purpose of having OB08 table at all? Forex table.
See, there are, Lavanya, in a practical scenario, see, if we consider that, for example, there is any kind of balance sheet or a P&L kind of account. So there are two things which normally company will take it. One is that closing rate, another is an average rate. The closing rate and average rate. And both the rate will define normally at the end of the, or maybe after the end of the month. Then based on that, whatever the rate which they consider during that month or the actual, and based on that, they will take it, and accordingly they will take it average rate or closing rate. and then accordingly it will consider in our month-end processing. That is our forex revaluation or forex
See, that
adjustment
is what
processing, whatever.
I'm telling you. Depends upon business to business. Not all businesses will be having the same business processes. The business processes of all the businesses won't be the same. Okay, if I update it every day for my business, other businesses will be updating every month end or every fortnight or every weekend. Depending upon the volume of the businesses and the processes, it might vary. Okay, so when I say month-end activity, it means it is generally treated as a month-end activity, but need not be necessarily for each and every company. Okay, depending upon the business process, it might change. The frequency might change.
And one more thing, that forex revaluation, this whatever we are discussing currently, it will consider only for that P&L item. It will
Yes.
consider also for balance sheet.
Mostly for P&L. But what if the management would want to see now? See, I'm an accountant. My management is asking me, as on date, what is the gains and losses, net profit and net loss?
Okay.
I have to take, right?
So you mean to say that normally it will consider for that P&L cases, and
Yes.
assume
For
that if
that
there is,
only. Not normally, for that only.
and if it is in a quarterly, if we are taking and publishing that that our balance sheet also to the respective stakeholder, that time we will not
Quarterly, what is that?
see quarterly in company. If it is a limited company, that they will draw that balance sheet also, and then they will also publish to the respective stakeholders, and then NSE or BSE or wherever it is. So you are saying that in that scenario also, in that balance sheet item, it will not consider only, it will consider only for a P&L?
See, we are discussing only about the P&L. Did we ever come across a balance sheet?
No. I'm talking about the, when we talk about foreign currency revaluation, I'm talking about we will consider only that P&L, or the P&L as well as that balance sheet account also will consider that. That is my question.
While making a posting, what was the posting?
Posting was related to, maybe related to that P&L. I am asking that, my query is that whether, assume that if we go for that any balance sheet item also, whether it will consider
My
or not.
liability is also decreasing, right?
Yeah.
My liability account also is getting affected.
Yeah, it is affecting, correct.
Yes.
So in that scenario, there is, in our valuation method, we can select only that one exchange rate type, where, see, assume that if some company, if they follow for a P&L and P&L and balance sheet a separate exchange rate type, whether it is an average or if there is a closing, then there is no option. I think there is no option.
No, actually, I never came across this, whatever you're saying, closing and average.
That is that normally
I
that
never saw.
company, limited companies, they are following that kind of
company that you're working, like, it must have been like that.
All P&L and the balance sheet, they will consider that closing and average rate. That one will consider closing and another will consider average rate. So that is the way it will draw that all these account statements. So that's why I asked.
But
Actually, I never have come across that kind.
Okay.
We never used any two rates.
Lavanya.
Yeah, please tell me.
But from in regards to Jaykumar's question, isn't it that for the purposes of foreign exchange revaluation, it's only the P&L that is considered and not the balance sheet? Because you are capturing the gain or the loss, isn't it? And that you mentioned that it is always on that P&L account that you capture. So the balance sheet, where is it coming into picture actually? It's okay. I can understand that, yeah, we are affecting the liabilities, but actually we are recording and processing on the P&L accounts only, isn't it?
In USD, if you see, earlier it was like 50,000.
Mm.
Okay, is it not changing the liability account? The balance on the liability.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, finally, if you see, this posting will be reversed.
That I agreed. That I agreed because we
Okay,
cannot
this
take it. That
posting
is
is
a
reversed.
national.
Okay, but when you prepare a balance sheet in the year end, by that time you would have, like, you know, repaid all the loan.
But we cannot say that year end because as I told you that it's a quarterly, that limited company, they are publishing their even their I think balance sheet also quarterly basis, and they are publishing to their respective stakeholders, and then BSE, NSE, and then statutory other authority also. I think so, if I am not wrong.
Okay, so okay.
No, I'm not saying that not at the end of the year. I'm saying that quarterly also it will.
At that point of time, how much ever is a liability on this account, that much only will be shown.
Correct, correct.
If I had repaid by that time,
Then it will not.
it will not come.
Correct, correct, correct.
Okay. Okay, fine, everyone. So this is about the GL, interest calculation, translation. Did I complete all the topics? Yeah, sample, hold I've covered, park, recurring. Okay, all these I've covered. Open item, types of clearing and reversals. Fine, all these are covered. Any questions in GL module?
Sorry, Lavanya, I have one more because I'm not sure that whether I missed out or not. What about the forex adjustment processing?
Forex adjustment means?
See, for example, that forex revaluation is a notional scenario wherein it is not actually realized from our end, correct? Another is that, for example, that forex adjustment processing, when we will take it, assume that there is a come from a customer, we have already raised an invoice in a foreign currency, okay? And then there maybe we collected or the actual the amount we received after maybe 1 month. Then there is a
in those cases, you can create realized and unrealized gains and losses.
correct, but that is forex revaluation that actual our base the FC or the transaction currency it will match, but however that our base currency or the local currency it will not match. To do that, we have to do a forex adjustment processing.
Okay.
Are you getting following that? What I'm? Are you getting that? Otherwise, our LC, that LC amount, it will not tally. Tally in terms of that, it will not tally with the actual that our previous scenario. If you take it at the time of the rate, exchange rate will be different. At the time of collection, that exchange rate will be different. LC amount will there will be some differences because of that. So that the similar.
But the payment, see, the payment is done in which currency?
Whether it is a payment or whether it is a collection, both the scenario.
Okay. In which currency it will be done? In foreign currency only,
foreign
right?
foreign currency only. Assume that in this scenario is a USD is that one. Assume take it a euro. Euro is that another currency where you raised in the month of first for a date is first or second Jan, and maybe we received that amount maybe in the month of 2nd February 2020. So there is an exchange rate difference, but actually we received that full amount in a euro, but in USD there will be a difference because of that exchange rate will differ. To adjust that, we need to do a forex adjustment processing, whether how we do it in a SAP.
Okay, okay. Can you please give me this scenario in writing?
Yeah. I will post it. I will post
Give
it
me
separately.
that scenario.
Yeah. I will do it.
Okay. So fine. This is about the GL module. Are you able to see? I think it stopped. The screen sharing stopped.
No, we cannot see 11. Yeah.
You cannot see, right? Okay, just give me a moment. I'm starting sharing. Okay, fine.
Able to see now.
So this is about the GL module. Okay, so our next topic is AP, accounts payable. Okay, accounts payable. So what do you mean by accounts payable? In accounts payable, we will be discussing all the vendor related transactions. All the vendor related transactions will be discussed here. Can you tell me what are the reports that we discussed in GL? In GL, what are the reports we discussed? FBL3 and report
I think
and
two
FS10.
yeah, 2 or 3 reports only. What about the trial
Yeah,
balance?
that's it.
Trial balance,
Trial
P&L.
balance is FS10N, isn't it?
Trial balance, I think, is not mentioned.
It is the balances report.
Yeah,
Okay.
the FS10N is the trial balance.
No, I don't think so.
Balances report. Yeah, you can say it. Yeah, it can be treated as a trial balance.
Is it a trial balance?
It can be treated as a trial balance. Yes.
Can you just generate and see that? I think I have a doubt. I just noted down to discuss with you.
Cumulative.
Yeah, balance carry forward. This is only for a one particular account, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What about for that entire?
What about?
For entire account. When we say that trial balance, it will consider all P&L, right? All account.
Yeah, execute for all the GL accounts from
So
this
you
GL
are
account.
saying here we have to select it from and to, and then we have to achieve it. Okay.
Okay.
Can we put a 0 to 99 something like that to get everything?
What is that?
So from 00 to 99, whatever the number of digits, can we take it for all GL account?
Yeah, you can give any number of any range of the GL account.
No, when we say a range, assume that if we say select that 2 series, then it will get only a 2 series. I am saying that we taken that 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a series which we have considered. So 0, 0 or 1, the number of 0 as per that length, and 4, 999, whatever it is, then we'll get everything, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about for P&L?
P&L means?
P&L report, profit and loss. So that will, okay.
You can take any GL account here.
No, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about that. See, there is a one thing in accounting practice, die book, ledger, and then P&L, then balance sheet. That is the normal way it will come, right? So one is that trial balance, we show that, and then ledger is also the we show. And what about that P&L? That is there any separate?
P&L statement you're saying?
Yeah, correct.
I will be showing you all those.
Separately. Okay. That is after all those modules, right? Fine.
Okay, so accounts payable. So if you see this, all the vendor related transactions we will be discussing here. Now, for any, master data that you would want to create, what is the prerequisite? The prerequisite is definitely the account group. Okay, so that is what we have seen in GL accounts. Okay, for creating the GL account master data, GL account group we have created. So similarly, in order to create the vendor master data, we will have to create the vendor account group. All right. So vendor account group is a prerequisite for creating the master data of the vendor. Now, how this vendor account group is created, let us see that. What was the transaction code for GL account group? OBD4. Okay, so here it is vendor account group is OBD3. Okay, so the transaction is similar, OBD3. Let me close all of them. So I say new entries here because I'm going to create a new one, account group name. Vendor account group. Okay, I'm creating the group name here. If I'm doing business with the vendors only one time, select this one. Otherwise, you need not select. And you can see that the field status, 3 levels of field status you have here. 3 levels of field status. What do you mean by that? We have seen, what a field status mean in OBC4 transaction code, right? Okay. So field status means what is the status of the field in that screen, whether it is like, mandatory mode, optional mode, suppress mode, display mode, that you can control. So these field statuses will be controlling the master data of the vendor. Okay. Now in the master data of the vendor, you have the master data at 3 levels. General data level of the vendor master, company code data level of the vendor master, purchasing data level of the vendor master. So vendor master data is created at 3 levels. These 3 are the levels. Let it reach each level. What are the fields that you have? Let us see. In this level, these are the tabs that you have in the master data. Against each tab, you have these many fields like this. Okay. So general data, company code data, these many tabs. Go to account management tab, reconciliation account, make it required, and then say save. What do you mean by reconciliation account and why it has to be activated here? AP module, which means accounts payable, AR module, which is accounts receivable, and asset account module. These 3 modules are subledger accounts. These 3 are subledger accounts. That is the reason why we have the concept of reconciliation account in subledger accounts. Now, why do we have to create the reconciliation account? What is the purpose? The purpose is, see, finally, in the year end, I will be drawing the balance sheet. I'm doing business with, suppose, 1000 number of vendors. So in the year end, all the vendor balances have to be shown in the balance sheet, right? On the credit side, on the liability side. So I'm showing all the 1000 number of vendors balances. Do you think it is correct? Will I be preparing a balance sheet that long? Not at all. Okay, 1000 number of vendors I cannot accommodate in the balance sheet. So what am I doing? I'll be preparing the consolidated balances of the vendors. Okay, consolidated balance I will be preparing. So what if I have foreign vendors, domestic vendors? There is some criteria for the classification of the vendors. I have different types of vendors. Some vendors are local vendors are there, like domestic vendors. Some foreign, vendors are there. So in that case, I want to display the balances separately. Line item 1, balances of all the local vendors. Line item 2, balances of all the foreign vendors. So that way, if I would want to display, those are also consolidated ones only. Okay, that way, if I would want to display the consolidated balances of each type of vendors, I can do that way. But there has to be some criteria for the classification. On what basis did I classify? Based on the locality, based on the location of the vendor. I can classify based on the type of the raw material he is sending to me. Vendors who is sending me this kind of raw material, vendors who are sending me some different kind of raw material. So there is some classification, okay? Some criteria should be there for classification. Okay, so all the vendors will be consolidated. The consolidation balance will be shown in the balance sheet. If you are having multiple vendors, if you just have, like 3, 4 vendors, 5, 6 vendors, then definitely you can show all those vendors in the balance sheet respectively. Otherwise, consolidation will be done. Okay, fine. So for that purpose, you create the reconciliation account. Okay, so one reconciliation account for each type of the vendor, each type, not equal to each individual vendor. Okay, so suppose 3 local vendors and 2 foreign vendors are there. For all the 3 local vendors, one reconciliation account. For all the foreign currency vendors, second reconciliation account, that way. So why a reconciliation account is used? These reconciliation accounts will be consolidating the balances of the like vendors. Okay, got it everyone? Okay, for all these subledgers, you will be having the concept of reconciliation account, which is consolidating the balances. How it is consolidating, that we will be seeing. Okay, so these 3 levels, the master data of the vendor is being created. Fine. So this is about the account group we have created. Next is have about the number range interval. So let us have the number range interval. Number range interval. Okay, transaction code OBAS. Now, this is assignment, sorry. Creation of the number ranges is different, not OBAS. It is XKN1. Number range interval generation I am doing, not assignment. This is the next step after XKN1. Okay, so number range maintenance of the vendor, go to intervals. Now here you can go to plus sign and create your own. But if I give the number range 1 to 9999, each vendor is created with some number. Okay, so when I would want to make a posting on the vendor number 1, vendor number 782, will I be able to identify the vendor soon? Not at all. If I have the name given to the vendor itself, like some ABC Industries, I will be able to identify very soon. So it is always preferred to have the vendor in alphabet, not in numbers. You have created the GL account in numbers. So vendor, customer, asset, if you create in alphabet, it will be more clear. Okay, so the alphabet number range called XX is an alphabet number range. Alphabet is always external because you have to give some name. How does the system know? Okay, so it is always external and it is alphanumeric number range, XX. So XX only we are using in IDS. In real time, sometimes, most of the cases it is alphabet only. In some cases, numeric number range are also given. So XX is already existing in standard, which is alphabetic and which is external. So the same thing we are going to use in for ours. So XX is the number range which is already there in the standard SAP. Now next is assign number range interval to vendor account group. Vendor account group. Okay, what is a transaction code? OBAS transaction code. So go to OBAS, whatever you have created, Number range interval, assign it here. So double X we are using, so we are assigning. So double X is alphabetic number range interval, which is external. External means manually you will have to enter. Now here also you will be having the tolerance group. We have seen the tolerance group in case of GL. Okay, so this is vendor tolerance. In GL, what was the transaction code for tolerance group? OBA0. Here it is OBA3. Okay, so go to OBA3. Say new entries. For which company code? Your own company code. Tolerance group name, please don't give. Say vendor tolerances. But while creating this vendor tolerances, what is the system saying? Vendor or customer tolerances. That means the same tolerances which I have created for vendor can also be used, is also used for customers as well. So that means vendors and customers, same tolerances you have. Okay, so in AR module, in customer module, no need to create a separate tolerances. Customers also same tolerance group. Okay, what is the purpose of creating the tolerance group, everyone? For clearing. Okay, same purpose as we have discussed in GL. Okay, fine. So my system is ready for creating the master data now. Okay, so vendor master data XK01. Master data of the vendor is created in SK01. Now let us see how to create XK01. Now give some name to the vendor because it is external. Okay, we can give our own name. Purchasing organization, we will be creating an integration. Account group, just now we created. Say enter, say company. What is the name? This name only. Country, this is mandatory field in address. Address is part of general data. So if at all you would want to enter all this, you can enter. Go to next. You can skip this. These are the bank details of the vendor. Country, the bank country of the vendor, not the vendor country. Vendor's bank country. Bank account number that he is holding with his bank. Account holder name. Now this is company code level. Till now we were not able to see company code on the screen. Now we are able to see. So what is the reconciliation account? We have not created any GL account so far. So create the GL accounts. Vendor is always a liability. You already know that. Okay, account currency only balances in local currency. This is a reconciliation account, recon account for account type, vendors. So this is the reconciliation account for vendors. Okay, so this is vendors. So we are buying on credit from vendors. So whenever we buy on credit, some amount will be like, showing as liability. So any liability amount should be shown in red color. So for showing off that, amount in red color, green color, what we should be doing? Open item management should be activated. But any reconciliation account is by default open item management activated. This is the reconciliation account. So this is by default open item management activated. So you need not specifically activate open item management. Okay, for recon accounts, no need to activate because in itself it is already, it is activated, open item management activated. For all the reconciliation accounts, never activate only balances in local currency. So this checkbox has to be deactivated. Why? Because reconciliation accounts cannot be posted directly on them. I'm using a reconciliation account, but I'm not posting on it. How? Let us see. Okay, in the comings, I will be showing you. While making postings, I will be showing you. A reconciliation account cannot be posted directly. For any reconciliation account, for the field status is G067. Reconciliation. For any reconciliation account, whether it is customers, vendors, or assets. Okay, now save it. Master data, the GL master data has been created. The same you are going to assign in the vendor master data reconciliation account, the one which we created just now we have assigned. At the company code level, I am assigning the reconciliation account. Okay. Now question, interview question. I have one single vendor across 10 number of company codes. In my company, 10 company codes are there, but only single vendor is there. That single vendor is there for all the 10 company codes. All company codes are doing business with that single vendor. How many maximum number of reconciliation accounts I can create? Can anybody tell me? One single vendor is doing business with my 10 number of company codes. How many maximum number of reconciliation account I will be creating? I can create.
But in the current scenario, it is a one-to-one kind of scenario, right? Because for that company level, you are creating it, right?
Yes, one-to-one I can create. Okay.
But see, Lavanya, that I have one point here. Normally in a ERP system, that whatever the customer or that vendor, whatever we are creating, the same vendor or same customer, we can use it across all the company, right?
No, not at all.
That is the way that
this vendor I am creating in this company code level.
But see, normally
each and every master data of the vendor customer asset, company code level will be there, general data level will be there. Master data is shared across all the company codes, but company code level information cannot be shared.
No, I am talking about that normally when we create any vendor or a customer, I'm not talking about any asset. I'm talking about the vendor or a customer, that whatever we are creating, that we can use across all the systems. Suppose if we are a group company, take it a scenario of a Tata group company or Reliance group company. Maybe that they are using the same vendor for their another company also. Is it really, and they are having a one centralized setup. So you are saying that whether we have to create a separate, or is there any?
No, that one only I'm telling you. I'm telling you that one only. Let me complete this vendor master data topic.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is company code level information of the vendor master. So give some cash management group. I'm saying it domestic. Payment terms. Some payment terms, XYZ payment terms I'm giving. And then say save. So vendor is created in so-and-so company code. So when this vendor is created in so-and-so company code, do you think other company codes will be able to access?
No, it's a company level, right?
Okay, but some part of data can be accessed. What is that part? The general data level can be accessed across all company codes. but company code data can be accessed only for that company code which we have given here.
Still, I'm not getting a clear.
No, you create some vendor for yourself and try to.
You know, that is here. It is the company code level that, as I said, that a vendor the same. Assume that this vendor, if I want to use it, this vendor code, if I want to use it in another company, is it possible or
No,
not?
see, I have created this vendor. You were able to see the message saying that this vendor is created in so and so company code.
Correct. Agreed.
So how is that you can expect that, you know,
No, we
same
cannot.
vendor
Normal scenario, we cannot. I am
you will have
asking
to
that.
create the same vendor in a different company code again.
But in SAP, is there any provision to create that common vendor or customer code which we can use it across all that?
No, not at all. That is what I'm telling you. This is a part that all company codes can access. This part of information on this vendor can be accessed across all company codes. But this part, it is company code specific. Okay. So XK01 is transaction wherein you can create the master data. XK02 is where you can change vendor master data. XK03 is where you can display vendor master data. 04, vendor account changes. In Park document we saw, okay, once the manager has approved the document and once he has posted, okay, we can see what changes he made. Okay, so similarly, any person has done any vendor master data changes, you can go to this particular transaction to check what was the, you know, the old values, what were the new values, who changed, when they changed, all this. Vendor account changes. XK05, blocking or unblocking of the vendor. You would want to block the vendor or unblock it. We saw the GL account blocking or unblocking, right, at company code level. Okay, so, or all company codes level or purchasing organization level. So this is for vendor master. Okay, so XK06 is deleting, flagging for deleting the vendor. XK07 is changing the account group of the vendor. Okay, you can still change the account group of the vendor from one account group. So this vendor is created in this account group. Okay, so you can still change the account group now. But once you create the vendor master, how do you know what the account group is? XK03. Go to extras, administrative data. This is the account group. Okay, so you can change the account group of the vendor even after the creation. So XK01 through XK07 transaction codes we saw. Okay, now, so this is XK. See, GL master data also, we have seen 3 levels of data creation. Central level, which is FS00, which is equal to chart of accounts level plus company code level. Next is FSP0, which is chart of accounts level, and FSS0, which is company code level. This is what we saw in case of GL master. In case of vendor master, same kind. XK is central level, FK is company code level, MK is purchasing organization level. Okay, so FK01, 02, 03, 04, you have 01, 02, 03, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you don't have 7, but you have 8. Confirm vendor changes. Okay. So FK01 to FK08 you have. MK, we are not worried because only person looks into this MK. Okay, so this is central level. This is company code level. All right. So we have created the master data of the vendor. GL master, once it is created, where it is stored, in what tables? SKA1, SKB1 tables we saw. Why only SK? Why the name is SK? Because the technical name of the GL account is SAKNR. SAKNR. So SK is been derived from SAKNR. So similarly here also for vendor it is LFA1 table, LFB1 table, LFBK tables. What are these tables? LF stands for Lifner. LIFNR. Lifner means technical name of the vendor. Okay. So LFA1 means all the general data will be stored. General data means what? The information which can be shared across all company codes for the same vendor is general data. LFB1 means company code level information. LFBK is only bank information. Okay. So let us see all these three tables. Now I will give you one more. I will tell you. LFA1. Okay, but here, can you see anywhere the address details of the vendor? Nowhere, because address details will be stored in ADRC tables. Okay. Addresses will be stored here. Okay, ADRC table. Please remember. LFB1, which is a company code level information. So in this, the company code information will be stored. And the last one is LFBK, wherein the bank information of the vendors will be stored. So these three tables you need to remember. Bank information. So apart from LF, A1, B1, BK, there are the other tables also. Just put a star after LF. All these tables are master, vendor, master related only. But you need not remember all these. Not at all required to remember. Okay. So these three tables are the ones that you need to know. Now you have to make postings on the vendor, right? So for that, you need to see the document types, which type of document types you can have. OBA 7. Now, for these, the document types KA, vendor related, KR, vendor invoice, vendor payment. Okay, this is for adjustment purpose. Vendor debit memorandum. So 17 is the number. Go to company code. Put 17 here. Now what interval I can take? 200, 200, okay. Okay. Now after this one, KR vendor invoice 19. Two, 0, 1. KZ vendor payment 15. Okay. So you define the number range interval for the documents that you would want to post. So what document types we do? KA, KR, and KC, respectively, for adjustment, invoice, and payments. Next. Now, in SAP, if you see, in normal books of accounts, whenever you buy any material from the vendor, what will be the posting? Purchases account debit to vendor credit. That will be the posting if you are buying on credit. But in SAP, we never use a purchases account, okay? Because our AP is integrated with MM module. That's the reason why we don't use. In place of purchases account, we use raw material inventory account, okay? So create the raw material inventory account, which is an asset. Raw material inventory, which is an asset account. Save it. Okay. Now,
Lavanya, this account we are using raw material inventory account, because of that we are considered that manufacturing company. What about for that service company or any other company? Trading?
if it is integrated with MM, okay. If it is integrated with MM, you take raw material inventory, because
Okay.
that material will be coming from MM module.
Okay. Yeah, understood.
If not, you can directly create an AP. Okay.
Yeah.
So we created the GL account for raw material inventory, and we can have the posting. What posting? Invoice posting I can have. Okay, I bought some material from the vendor and vendor is sending me the invoice. Invoice can be created either from F-43 or FB60. Any of these two, either of these two you can use, okay? So let me use F-53, F-43. This is the invoice. On the C. I told you just now that a reconciliation account cannot be posted to it directly. Okay. Suppose, I'm in F-02. In F-02, in the header level, I will be giving the document date, posting date, all these. And here I give 40, which is the debit posting key. And here I will be selecting the GL account. Okay. Salary GL account 40000 I've selected. But here, am I selecting the sundry vendor GL account? No, I'm rather selecting the vendor master data here. I'm not selecting the GL account for vendor. This is not the GL account. This is the vendor master, which we have taken in alphabets. Right or wrong? System will not accept. Nowhere system is showing me the GL account. Vendor here means it is not the GL account on the vendor. See, where the GL account is shown? Nowhere. So there is no posting. There is no direct posting on the reconciliation account. Postings are made on the vendor master data. In the vendor master data, at the company code level, we have assigned the reconciliation account. Let me show you. XK03, which is the vendor master data. At the company code level, in the accounting information, we have assigned the reconciliation account. This is the GL account, okay? So in this vendor master data at company code level, we have assigned the GL for the reconciliation account. So that reconciliation account is getting affected every time you make a posting on this vendor master. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm saying it is not directly posted. Of course, it is updated, but through backend, not a direct posting. So payment terms is coming from the vendor master data. So debit posting key will be on the raw material inventory. Okay, so raw material inventory debit to vendor credit. This is the posting. Okay, fine. So now I have made a posting on the vendor, which is the invoice posting. So this, material I have bought on credit. So whenever I'm buying the material on credit from the vendor, system has to show me this balance in red color, right? Okay, so for that, let me see the reports. FBL1N report, which is the line item report on the vendor. FBL1N report, which is line item report, it is showing in red color. Okay, see this red color is on the vendor master. Okay, nowhere I have the vendor master. Okay, postings are made on the vendor master only.
Lavanya,
So this is a reconciliation. No, let me complete.
Sorry, Lavanya, you said there is no direct posting, right? Then how it is affected that our...
that only I'm going to show.
Okay.
But you have stopped me. FBL3N. Where is sundry? Sundry vendors 20008, which is the reconciliation account. So this is red in color, open item. Okay. So this 20008, which is the reconciliation account, is not an open item management. We have not activated, but it is by default activated. That's the reason why you can see in red color. Okay. It is an open item management activated, but by default. So this is the line item display for the vendor. You also have the balances display also on the vendor. FK10N. K means vendor, S means GL account. Okay, so these two reports you need to remember. Next. So FB60 also you can use apart from F-43. For vendors, 31 is the posting key for credit and 25 is the posting key for debit. Okay. So now, open item is there. In GL module, do you remember, we also had open items and cleared items in GL module. But what were the respective tables? Can anybody tell me? For red color and green color items for GL accounts, what were the respective tables?
I think it was B.
Discuss now.
Yeah,
BSIS and
BSIS,
BSAS. BSIS means open item, BSAS means clear item. S means GL account, K means vendor, D means customer. That you need to remember. So there it is BSIS, here it has to be BSIK, right? BSIK, BSAK. BSIK means vendor open item, BSAK means vendor clear item. So this red color document which we posted just now should be stored where? BSIK. This document number got stored in BSIK. Any red color item will be showed, showed in BSIK. Will be updated in BSIK. BSIK means green color items, but we don't have any green colored items till now. Okay, so how to create a payment on the vendor, manual payment, automatic payment, how to have a debit memo created on the vendor. Tomorrow we shall discuss.
Lavanya, sorry to say that. Can you just put the detail also against the 3125 BSIK? So
31 is the vendor.
No, I'm saying just type it so that we can refer it while doing that.
No, I'm not getting you. What is your question?
I am saying that you just earlier you written only 31 and 25 or wherever you written that, you just mention that description also. So then whenever we are referring that slide, then it will be easy for us. If there is any doubt. No, this is understood. No, this is understood. Credit and debit is understood. Okay.
Okay.
Similarly, BSA IK and BSA K also, please.
Yeah, BSIK is nothing but open item.
Open item.
AK is cleared item.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have any questions, you can please write your question in the discussion board. I will be answering your query. Okay. Any questions, anyone? Yes, anyone? Any questions? So today we discussed foreign currency revaluation and we started AP module. We discussed master data and invoice. That's it. Okay. Yes, anything that you did not understand, anyone?
Lavanya,
Yes, please tell me.
if you have any documentation on forex revaluation, if you could for foreign currency revaluation, if you could upload it.
A document means I will be definitely sharing about the foreign currency revaluation about vendors. Okay, I told you, right, that I will be sharing something on open item management. I will be sharing.
Okay.
Okay. Fine then, if you do not have any questions, we can close the session now. Any other thing? Okay, so I will be sharing that document today
Lavanya,
yeah.
is there any option that see while uploading this video, is there any can you just in the description side also, can you just put a date also? So then it will be easy to refer instead of session 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, I'm not getting you.
See, in whatever that everyday videos that which you are uploading into that Sarantac site, right?
In the discussion board in the blog.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about these all these videos which we are uploading, right?
Okay.
So there in the description that can you just put the date also, the date of the session, if you
See,
can.
I do not have any control on the blog.
Okay. Can you just
Okay.
request them?
Only support. Please update in the discussion board.
Okay,
no?
will do. Otherwise, you
those
see,
people
we
will
are
be
able to
checking.
see only session 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that.
Yeah,
So that
I
if you want to
understand. I
refer it.
understand.
Okay.
But please check with them because even I do not know.
Okay. I will message it separate. Not issue.
Okay. Fine then. This is for today. So tomorrow we shall meet at the same time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.